Welcome, everyone, to episode 151 of the First Things Productivity Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Brandon Vaughn, and today we embark on a transformative journey into the world of slumber. We often hear the phrase, "I'll sleep when I'm dead," but what if I told you that understanding and prioritizing sleep could be the key to a more vibrant, successful, and healthier life? In this episode, which we're going to talk about Know the Value of Sleep, we're going to dive into the first chapter of our book, Sleep Smarter, 21 Essential Strategies to Sleep Your Way to a Better Body, Better Health, and Bigger Success. Does that sound like it might be interesting to you? So whether you're a night owl or an early bird or someone desperately seeking to catch those elusive Z's, this episode is crafted with care just for you. So let's unravel the mysteries of sleep and discover how tuning into our body's natural rhythms can elevate every aspect of our lives. We're going to get into this today. Go grab a cup of coffee, wake up. We're going to get into sleep and the value of it in today's episode. Welcome to First Things Productivity, the podcast where your journey to freedom meets focus. Here, we're not just chasing efficiency or a vague notion of success, we're embracing the transformative power of true productivity. I'm your guide, Dr. Brandon Vaughn, and every week we'll delve into innovative strategies to master our schedules, amplify our output, and carve out space for what's genuinely important. Bid farewell to the tyranny of the to-do list and join me on a quest for a life that's more focused and fulfilling. Are you ready to zero in on what matters most? Well, let's dive in together. Welcome back to our episode today, as we're now starting to really get into the Sleep Smarter book and talk about it in a lot more detail. So let's start today by addressing the elephant in the room. What is sleep and why does it hold such an importance in our lives? That's a big question that we really need to ask and answer. The concept of sleep might seem straightforward, but after all, you close your eyes, you drift off, you wake up feeling refreshed. But there's a lot more beneath the surface that we need to get into. Sleep is like an intricate dance of physiological processes, if you will. It's a very natural periodic state of rest for the mind and the body. When the eyes usually close, consciousness fades and the body enters into this state of recovery, enters into a state of rejuvenation. But why? Why do we need this mysterious pause in our day? Well, imagine your body as a city that never sleeps, has workers bustling around the clock. Just like any bustling metropolis, your body needs some downtime for maintenance and repairs. When you're awake, your body is in a catabolic state, if you will. It's essentially breaking down your cells and your energy and your fats and your calories to keep you moving and thinking and functioning. But when you sleep, it's like the night shift comes on. Your body enters an anabolic state where you're going to start repairing your muscles. You're going to consolidate your memories and you're going to rebalance your hormones. But here's the kicker. Not getting enough sleep doesn't just leave you feeling groggy. It can diminish your brain function. It can weaken your immune system, and it can even alter your metabolism and your emotional health. Have you ever noticed how a bad night's sleep can make the world seem less friendly? It makes your work more challenging and maybe even your decisions more questionable. Now, as we peel back the layers of sleep's importance, we're going to explore how this natural, seemingly passive state is actively shaping our health, our well-being, our daily performance. So as we embark on this journey together today, I invite you to reconsider the role that sleep plays in your life. I've told you many times with me, I've fought sleep. I've hated sleep. I can sleep when I die. I've had to rethink that. I've had to reimagine sleep in my own life. It's not a luxury. It's not optional. It's a fundamental pillar of your health and success. So stay tuned today with me as we dive deeper into the science of sleep, the consequences of neglecting it, and yes, powerful strategies to harness its full potential for a more brighter, more energetic, you. Now, as we continue into this journey, let's confront a stark reality: the consequences of sleep deprivation. It's a common scenario in our hustle culture, from burning the midnight oil to chasing deadlines to binge watching our favorite shows, all at the expense of restful sleep. But what really happens to our bodies and minds when we skimp on sleep? Well, first, let's talk about the brain. Sleep isn't just a time for your body to rest. It's critical for your brain to process and reset. With inadequate sleep, there's a noticeable decline in cognitive functions. Medical research shows that even after just 24 hours of sleep deprivation, there is a 6% overall reduction in glucose reaching the brain. Now, this might not sound like much, but it's a huge deal. Glucose is the primary fuel for your brain, and when your supply runs low, your cognitive abilities, your memory, your attention, your decision-making start to falter. Have you ever craved junk food after a night of poor sleep? Man, both my hands are raised high up in the air. That's your body trying to compensate for the reduced glucose levels in your brain, driving you toward quick energy sources like sugar. But this isn't just about your willpower, it's a biological response. When you're deprived of sleep, your brain's prefrontal cortex, the region that's responsible for decision-making and social behavior, it suffers significantly. It's like trying to drive a car with the engine malfunctioning. You're not going to get very far, and you'll probably make some poor turns along the way. But the consequences go beyond just the brain. Poor sleep quality has been equated, and there's been actual medical research on this. Poor sleep has been equated with binge drinking and marijuana use in terms of its impact on academic performance. Yes, you heard that right. Students with inadequate sleep are more likely to earn worse grades and even drop out of classes. Getting less sleep is almost like them being drunk or being high in terms of their ability to process and to respond to things. And this isn't just limited to students. That was just a medical research on students. It affects professionals. It affects parents, artists, everyone. Our ability to learn, to retain information, to perform at our best is intricately tied to our sleep. Now, you might think that sacrificing sleep is a trade-off for productivity, but it's quite the opposite. A study in the Lancet revealed that sleep-deprived individuals took 14% longer to complete tasks and made 20% more errors than their well-rested counterparts. This isn't just about feeling tired, it's about the quality and effectiveness of the work that you produce. The math is pretty simple. Less sleep equals more time to complete task plus more time fixing mistakes. This is a lose-lose situation. But in our culture, there's a badge of honor that's associated with working hard and sleeping less. But let's shift that narrative, because sleep isn't a luxury, it is a necessity. If you have a hard time with that, you've got to get past that. You've got to change your mind about this. That, yes, sleep takes up 7-8 hours of your day, and you could be doing a lot of other stuff, but everything else that you do during your waking hours is going to suffer if you're not getting adequate sleep. By understanding and respecting our need for rest, we can actually improve our cognitive functions. We can improve our emotional stability and just overall quality of life. Now, as we move forward in this episode, remember this: sleep is not an obstacle to overcome on the path to success. It's the foundation upon which success is built. Now, we're going to transition some and delve into the biological necessity of sleep, its evolutionary role, and the fascinating workings of our brain during those precious hours of rest. So let's get into that, the understanding of its biological necessity. Now, from an evolutionary standpoint, sleep might seem like a risky business. I mean, there we are, we're unconscious, we are vulnerable, and that can kind of seem a little bit risky, you know. Yes, we hear the crickets there. It's all there. We're vulnerable. So why aren't we evolved past this need for sleep? Well, the answer lies in the profound benefits that sleep gives us, making it not just a necessity, but it gives us an advantage in life. See, our brain, the most complex and powerful organ in our bodies, requires sleep to function optimally. Every thought, every movement and breath is orchestrated by this incredible organ, and sleep is its maintenance period. Scientists have discovered a unique waste disposal system in the brain. It's called the glymphatic system, or glymphatic, if I say it right, glymphatic system, which becomes up to 10 times more active when we sleep. Now, during this time, our brain cells actually shrink by about 60%, allowing the system to efficiently remove toxins and waste products in our brain. So, I mean, think of that. I mean, it's like, without getting all gross about this, some of us know what happens when you get constipated and other things like that. It's not a good thing. You don't feel good. You don't function very well. Well, this is kind of like your brain. It's like making your brain constipated if you don't sleep. This nightly cleanse is crucial for brain health and function. And skipping it is like skipping maintenance on a complex machine. It's like never getting your oil changed in your car. Eventually, things are going to start breaking down. Now, one of the most startling connections is between inadequate sleep and Alzheimer's disease. The failure to clear away the day's metabolic trash, including the infamous beta amyloid proteins, is believed to significantly contribute to this debilitating condition of Alzheimer's. So when we talk about the biological need for sleep, we're talking about a fundamental process that keeps our brains healthy and our minds sharp. Now, let's shift gears and discuss why we shouldn't sleep on the importance of sleep, if you catch my joke. In a culture that often equates success with long hours and constant hustle, sleep is frequently undervalued and overlooked. But as we've explored, the price of neglecting sleep is steep. Better decision-making, emotional stability, physical health, less munchies, and eating junk food are just a few of the benefits that we forfeit when we don't prioritize rest. I said this earlier in the episode, it's time to change the narrative. It's time where we don't praise people for staying up all night working on a presentation. We get onto them. We say, don't do that again. This is not good for you. It's not good for us. Sleep is not an obstacle to success. It's a vital ingredient. Every hour of sleep is an investment in our future selves, our future health, happiness, and achievements. When we're well rested, we're more creative, we're more attentive, we're more resilient. We're better equipped to tackle challenges, to learn new skills, and connect with other people. So before we go into our next part of this, I want to leave you with this thought. Sleep is not just a period of inactivity. It's an active, dynamic process that prepares us for the day ahead. It's a powerful tool at our disposal, and it's time we start using it to its full potential. Now, in this next segment, we're going to explore some practical sleep tips to help you embrace the power of rest and transform your life. But as we do that, remember, again, a good night's sleep is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Now, as we near the end of today's journey about knowing the value of sleep, I want to equip you with some practical strategies to enhance your sleep quality. These aren't just tips, they're tools to transform your nights and results in better days. So let's dive into a few power tips today. And again, the whole book is basically 21 power tips. We're going to go through a lot of these tips, but I want to give you some stuff today that you can start planning and putting into practice. Also, we might go back into some of these in later weeks and talk about this. But power tip number 1, you need to plan and schedule your sleep. It's all about intentionality. If you have a big task or a project or event coming up, it's crucial to plan your sleep as meticulously as you plan your waking hours. You need to pull out a calendar and schedule your ideal number of sleep hours. When are you going to go to sleep? When are you going to wake up? Now, it might seem simple, might seem redundant, might seem stupid. Why would I do that? I'll just go to sleep. No, you need to plan it. When do you need to go to bed? And then you start scheduling things around that. When are you going to wake up? And you need to plan things around that. What things get planned get done. The things that are not planned don't get done. This is a huge secret I found in my own life. It seems dumb to schedule things that are obvious, like sleep. It's like, well, are you saying I should schedule when I brush my teeth? Well, maybe you should schedule a morning ritual where you can batch a lot of that kind of stuff together. I find that I need to remind myself when I need to sleep. When is my optimal time? This act of planning can significantly impact your productivity and well-being. So consider your sleep schedule a non-negotiable appointment with yourself. Stick to it as consistently as possible, and if you deviate, then get back on track the next night. Remember that consistency is the key. We're going to talk about that more in future weeks. By ensuring that you get enough rest, you're going to approach your task during the day with more clarity, creativity, and energy. As Benjamin Franklin wisely said many years ago, by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Our second tip, reframe your perception of sleep. It's all about changing your mindset. It's time to reframe how you view sleep. So instead of seeing it as an obstacle or something you have to do, start viewing it as a special treat for yourself, something you get to do, not have to do, you get to do it. Think of sleep like it's a massage. I don't think many of us would be very upset if we had a free massage every day of our lives, or something else that we can luxuriate in, like a hot tub or something like that. Think of sleep as a luxurious indulgence, a time when you can unwind, recharge, and do something wonderful for your body and your mind. Or maybe start looking forward to sleep like you would a relaxing vacation or a date with someone special. Create a bedtime ritual that makes you feel pampered and relaxed. This might include activities like reading a book or taking a warm bath or practicing meditation. Make your room a sanctuary dedicated to rest and relaxation. The more positive and excited your attitude towards sleep, the more your body and mind will look forward to this time. Power tip number 3, create an ideal sleep environment. Your bedroom should be a sleep sanctuary. It should be optimized for comfort and relaxation. We're going to talk about this in future weeks. Pay attention to factors like temperature, light, and noise. Most people sleep best in a slightly cool room, talking about around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius with adequate ventilation. Consider using some blackout curtains to block out light and white noise machines or earplugs or loud fans to drown out disruptive sounds. Invest in some comfortable mattresses and pillows that support your preferred sleeping position. The tactile environment, including your bedding and sleepwear, should invite comfort and relaxation. Also, keep your bedroom free of clutter and distractions. Remember, this space is for sleep and intimacy only, so try to keep work materials, electronics, and other distractions out of that room. And the last power tip today, establish a pre-sleep routine. This is our way of creating a pre-sleep routine that signals to your body that, hey, it's time to wind down. It's time to stop. So about an hour before bed, start dimming the lights and engaging in calming activities. Try to avoid screens and bright lights as they can disrupt your body's natural production of melatonin, the hormone that's going to help you regulate your sleep. Again, a lot of this stuff we're going to cover in future weeks. Instead, you might read a book, listen to some soothing music, or practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation or stretching or yoga. A consistent routine is going to train your brain to recognize it's time to shift into sleep mode. It's going to make it easier for you to fall and stay asleep. So I want to encourage you to start with one or two of these tips and build from there. Prioritize your sleep, and one of the most profound changes you can make it is one of the most profound changes you can make for your health, your productivity, your overall quality of life. So these are things that I want you to start putting into practice today. So as we draw the curtain on today's enlightening discussion about the value of sleep, I hope you're walking away with a renewed appreciation for this vital aspect of your life. We've uncovered the profound impact that sleep has on our brains, our bodies, and our overall well-being. We've confronted the stark realities of sleep deprivation and recognized the biological necessity of sleep. Most importantly, we've equipped ourselves with practical strategies to enhance our sleep quality and, by extension, our lives. Remember, sleep isn't a passive state, it's an active, restorative process that your body and mind need. By respecting and prioritizing sleep, you're not just investing in rest, you're actually investing in a more vibrant, energetic, and successful version of yourself. Now, I want to leave you with a call to action. Tonight, when you prepare for bed, I challenge you to implement just one of the sleep power tips that we've discussed. Whether it's planning your sleep, or it's reframing your perception of sleep, or it's optimizing your sleep environment, or establishing a pre-sleep routine. Take that first step. Notice how it makes you feel and commit to building on that progress. I also encourage you to share this podcast with friends, family, or anyone you think would benefit from a better night's sleep. Spread the word and let's create a community that values and respects the power of rest. And finally, I'd love to hear from you. Share your sleep stories, struggles, or successes with us. You can reach out through our website, through social media channels such as First Things Productivity on Facebook. I also have a YouTube channel. You can go and leave me comments there. Just look for that tie-dye guy, and you can leave me comments there. Your insights and experiences could be the inspiration that could help someone else transform their sleep and their life. So, as we conclude episode 151 of First Things Productivity, I want to thank you for joining me. I'm Dr. Brandon Vaughn, that tie-dye guy, on this journey into sleep. It's been my pleasure sharing this space with you, and I hope you'll tune in for our next episode where we're going to explore the next chapter in the Sleep Smarter book. Until then, embrace the night, welcome the rest, and awaken to a brighter, more productive day. Good night, sleep tight, and may you always wake up feeling refreshed and ready to seize the day. This is Dr. Brandon Vaughn signing off from First Things Productivity. Stay rested, stay inspired, and as always, keep striving for excellence in all things. See you next time.